guys, with your host, Alexander, aka Crypto Camel. It is great to be here, guys. Thank you for joining us. Weeknights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. We talk about some of the hot, spicy topics. So we're going to jump into the late night news, guys, tonight. Thank you for joining us. And I have CoinMarketCap open. But before we jump into it, let's roll the intro. Fabulous, guys. Fabulous. So, of course, right now there's like a bloodbath. We can take a look here. Down 2.85%. So it is broke under the 900 billion. So I saw this tonight. It is what it is. It's not financial advice, guys. Of course, do your own research. But I would say that this is the accumulation stage. This is the stage where it's great to be filling up the bags because a lot of the whales, I think, this is just my opinion, right? Don't take this as fact, but I think that the whales, a lot of the big media, they're controlling the narrative, making it seem super, super bearish, that everything's going to go to like zero. But I'm looking at great projects and personally just accumulating, adding to my bag. So I think dollar cost average is a great strategy. I was surprised to see Ethereum come down this much. So taking a look, even in the past 24 hours, like just a nosedive, if we see there. Taking a look at the 1 month, we can see there coming up like 1,800, and now it's almost like half that amount. It's very small time span. So right now, I think short term, it's going to be very volatile, but I'm very bullish still on long term. So that's kind of my thoughts on the global crypto market. I think that this is accumulation stage, and they always play this narrative of like bear and bull. So that is my 2 cents in regards to that. Let's jump over to some little promos. Let's do a little bit of a shameless plug. So, of course, guys, Monday to Thursday, do not miss out on the breakdown. So this is just always changing. We're always upgrading. We're always looking ways to improve. The breakdown we're doing on YouTube. We're still on Twitter Spaces, but YouTube, you can come in there, drop some comments, engage with us. So Monday to Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Of course, David and Akil rocking that, and it's just incredible stuff. Come join us, some spicy conversations. It's great to see where that goes and kind of hear from you guys and engage with the chat. So mornings, it's nice. Start off that day with the breakdown. And of course, today there was a banger release, Gokhshtein Unfiltered. Let's talk about that. Episode 12 with, of course, Miss Teen Crypto. So check that out. That we have pinned. These podcasts are also available for you on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere, Twitter, YouTube. You'll see that there. We're posting more on YouTube. We want to make YouTube more of a home for uploads and whatnot. So make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube. Turn on the notification bell. Make sure you guys get the alerts from us when we go live so that you guys can come join us. We love to throw up polls. Of course, we do the monthly giveaways, which that is still live. The Bitcoin giveaway is still live. And let's jump into one by one the news. We have them one by one. We'll do this quick Gatling gun. So first of all, I want to talk about stablecoin Tether. I like Tether. I support Tether. We'll talk about that in another video. U.S. judge in New York to produce documents showing backing of USDT. So they've been ordered by this judge in New York. So Tether, they got to produce these documents. This lawsuit alleges that Tether conspired to issue USDT as part of a campaign to inflate the price of Bitcoin. Now, I mean, to produce the documents, this and that, I know they've played, this game with the SEC in the past. They were penalized and whatnot. So I think that they'll do just fine. I don't think that they'll have any problem with this lawsuit or dealing with it. So I'm curious what people think. A lot of people FUD Tether like a whole lot. But at the end of the day, these stable coins, if you have a direct problem with stablecoin in terms of backing, like there's also those problems, I think, with Federal Reserve and whatnot, right? They've just been printing money. If we just focus on the money printing going on. So let's talk about some cool innovations. Over in Africa, a lot of funding, $55 million in total from their first seed of funding and the second combined. So this Africa-focused crypto exchange, Yellow Card, they raised $55 million to finance the development of new products, as well as to, quote, advance strategic partnerships across Africa. So some great innovation happening over there, and that's just great. I did check them out briefly just to get a kind of some first impressions. I like what I see so far, so we'll see what goes on in that part of the world. Of course, we will report on that. Gokhshtein, we always want to be blockchain agnostic. We just want to report on what's popping. What are people looking into? What's popular? What are those juicy stories? And speaking of juicy stories, of course, the hack. So we had a white hat hacker. White hat hacker is like an ethical hacker who spotted a vulnerability and saved Arbitrum from a possible $475 million loss. So almost half a bill. Complains about his bounty. So apparently the max bug bounty was $2 million and he received, basically a quarter of that. And so I think personally, when I saw this, I definitely think that he deserves like more. I mean, I would take that 539 G's, but that's an incredible loss if they would have had it, almost $500 million. So I do think it's kind of justified to give him even more if that's the max bug compared to the possible loss they could have incurred. Definitely, I agree with this. So it says no big deal, just bridging a cool $470 million through the same inbox contract. And he says again, definitely should be eligible for a max bounty. I agree, definitely. So we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll cough up some more money, give him some more money. So I think it's well deserved. And continuing to an interesting story, of course, we know this is really popular these days with YouTubers and Twitch. Of course, crypto gambling. Crypto gambling sites will be banned on Twitch, yes, from October 18th. So this is going to be interesting how it affects these content creators who have been engaging with this, who are gambling on those websites such as Roobet or Stake, right, guys? Be very careful gambling. It can be very destructive. It's designed to pay the house over long term. So, and there's a lot of stuff that the reason why this was controversial is that they were receiving a lot of payments behind the scene and basically not running a lot of risk on their end, getting monthly payments, some people up to even $1 million a month just to take it and gamble with it. So that's not just like the whole issue. I think someone internally in one of the creators had a big issue and complained directly to Twitch. So whether this is like retaliation of Twitch, like one user going ahead and doing it, or them taking a stance against gambling, which it didn't get rid of everything. There's still going to be like some sports betting and whatnot. So it says there fantasy sports, poker, sports betting will continue, but they will continue to be monitoring other websites other than the popular ones that, some of which I listed there. So we'll see how that develops. It's always interesting to see how these like terms change and people are kind of almost forced to go to another platform if they were relying on this. Now, guys, make sure that you jump GokhshteinMedia.com. Of course, we have legendary authors writing really juicy pieces there. And the latest trends in crypto, NFTs, and Web3, a lot more lifestyle content. Make sure you subscribe, sign up for the newsletter on GokhshteinMedia.com. Then that way you can get it just delivered straight to your inbox, kind of highlights what's been going on in the week, what's popping in crypto. So we want to make sure that we can send you kind of that meticulous info straight to your mailbox. Check that out. Continuing with the news, there's still some interesting stuff. A lot of just this interest rate hike and whatnot. We'll talk about that towards the end of the video, but that's really been forefront for a lot. Jesse Powell steps down as CEO of Kraken Exchange. David Ripley, COO of the company, will now take his place. And it looks like it's this amicable, simple transition. I don't think this is something personally, from my perspective, that this should be alarming. Jesse says, seemed like less work. Kraken is in excellent hands with David Ripley. I'll continue to be highly engaged as chairman. Big thanks to the team for trusting me, our investors for taking a chance, and all my industry peers on the front line. So cool, nice. I like this. I like this. I like this graphic here, the color coordination we have there. So of course, there's always going to be transitions, people moving different spot. I think that's good for them to come out like that way. That's kind of like a nice positive drop by them. Speaking about positive drops, we have a huge collaboration, Walmart being involved, selling NFT-linked DC comic books. So this is just like a triple collaboration that we have here. We have a collaboration with Walmart, Warner Bros., and this project Funko. New project, I gotta check it out. This project teaming up with some juggernauts and releasing content inside of Walmart. Cool thing is that they're gonna sell DC Universe branded comic books with linked NFTs. So this is gonna be cool. I didn't know anything about Wax blockchain, so it says it can be redeemed and minted on the Wax blockchain. So I'm like, what the hell's Wax blockchain, right? So I've head over to wax.io and I'm just like, oh, damn, when it comes to gaming, we're not playing around. I love the first impressions just from landing on the website. So I'm not shilling this. I don't even have anything related to this. But I just like this, just in terms of the design and the aesthetic, if we were just talking about the aesthetic. So let's go ahead and show you guys the website. Let's pop that up. And just clean, I like this this setup that they have here. They say 500K plus daily visitors, 20 in the millions of daily transactions. So I just love the presentation that they have here, and I see a lot of big names. I'm seeing Street Fighter, I'm seeing Deadmau5, I'm seeing Sony. So cool stuff, cool stuff. So we'll see what happens with that and what kind of impact that has for like Walmart and people buying that stuff. I think it's going to be bullish. I think this is going to be a long-term kind of thing. And speaking about long-term, inflation is going to be felt, I think, everlasting. I think personally that the interest rates, like when we talk about inflation, okay, I think inflation is way worse than they say it is. Like I think it's like in the double digits, like 10%, 20%, 80%. Screw what they say, 8. I don't think it ain't no like around that mark. Like we need to consider them printing like 80% of the total like currency in the past couple years. I think a recession could be imminent. I think personally that it's going to be bullish for crypto. Like, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I could be just talking out of my arse and what do I know, right? Like, I could be completely wrong. But that's just what I'm seeing, that they're controlling the narrative. The media conglomerates controlling the media, the kind of the hey, this is the worst time. It's kind of reminds me of like the headlines where they would say. They would come in, they say like, oh, Bitcoin's at like 18 grand and they're still buying it, like talking negatively about it rather than buying the dip. What? Like that's gonna go to zero. So the USA Fed rate hike brings interest rates to 14-year high in attempt to fight inflation. The Fed announced raising its key rate by another 0.75 percentage points, lifting the target range to 3% to 3.25%. So guys, the TLDR of this, the summary of this is that they're attempting to fight inflation. I don't think they can I don't think they can fight this just through this method alone. I think that the inflation is severely bad. And we can see here in this graphic, the global inflation rates, how they have risen since the past couple of years. So just some countries we can see on there, some of them doing a little bit of a nice, reduction there, but other ones just slowly climbing. We can see there UK 9.9, Spain 10.5. It's being felt all around the world in terms of cost of living and all that stuff, all that money circulating. So we'll see. Of course, Biden is saying that it hasn't been spiking in a while, but we know that they're selling tons of their oil, right? The reserve that they have. There's tons of nuance and factors in here. I would say just be careful and just do some heavy research and decide what you want to do with your investments or your money, whatever that may be. So guys, we'll talk about some juicy content also. And in regards to that, just the ability to discover new projects. And that's done often during the spaces for our creators. And one of those spaces, of course, is Web3 Weekly with Sri Johnny. So you can discover really cool NFT projects, art projects, founders of amazing projects. Last time they spoke, we had founder of a Goblin AI, Goblins also that they're making. So, and very successful, very incredible project, the inspiration. So you get to discover a lot of great projects, a lot of amazing hosts. So make sure you have that marked. We always tweet about this Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. So Tuesdays always that's going down. And last but not least, of course, Thursday we're gonna have 7 p.m. Eastern, the OnChain Gaming, of course, with Erica. So join us, of course, on Thursdays. And the reason why also is that you also get a gift. So we're going to give away a free POAP. What's a POAP? That proof of attendance. So think of it as like a timestamp NFT. It's something that you can take and it shows that you attended this session. It's very unique. It's kind of like, a reward that's in time that you have. So it's that moment in history. So join us for those free POAPs that we give away to the listeners. Of course, we have a special guest merging NFTs with a creature collection RPG. So Legends of Venari is going to be exciting. Again, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be great. Really looking forward to that. So excellent, guys. Of course, that pretty much wraps it for the news. I do want to flash this up on the screen. We will pin this this weekend, and that's going to get close to the end, guys. Make sure you, if you have not jumped into this already, do take advantage of this. New month, new community giveaway. And for September, we're giving away $100 in Bitcoin to 5 people. Yes, so 5 people will receive $100 in Bitcoin each. Total of $500 giveaway. So don't miss out on that. We will pin that as well on the Twitter, and you guys can take advantage of that. All you got to do, follow us, like, retweet, and you're entered to win that amount that we give away. And we are doing those giveaways. We're doing more every month. Last month we did 8. So that's a wrap for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the late night news. We'll see you guys in the next content tomorrow. Twitter Spaces, YouTube, drop in there, drop some conversations. It's going left and right. It's going everywhere. So thank you for joining us on this stream. If you are on YouTube, great. If you're on Twitter, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one. Have an excellent day.